You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, hello and good morning. We are live, and as you can see, solo shot this morning. I am flying solo because Mr. Beaver is probably still in bed asleep in Quebec City as he attended the Depeche Mode concert last night. And I got a message from him. I'm not sure what time it was in, but it was somewhere around 1 a.m.-ish. He said he's not going to be able to attend this morning. I don't completely understand that. There was also the concern that he wouldn't have a solid enough connection to actually be able to do anything on the show today. So I am going to be here for a little bit, not too long. I have it's a work day for me, so. Oh, that coffee's good. So, what happened this weekend in the world? Well, I did notice this little flag the other day. Mark's safe from giving a darn what Bud Light puts on their cans because I don't drink that nasty stuff anyway. There's truth to that. Of course, there is the 14 signs of fascism, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's another topic that we'll be diving into. Of course, Doug Ford is selling the entire province off to the highest bidder. If those of you who are unaware, outside of the province of Ontario, he has basically taken provincial lands at the docks area of downtown Toronto, formerly known as Ontario Place, and he sold it to the highest bidder, where they will develop a for-profit industry. I'm not going to get too heavy into that. I do want to thank our sponsors, though. CanadianTarot.com, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Mood Publishing, and of course, the Peppermaster, our title sponsors who have been there since day one and continue to be there. So here we are, and here I am. And as you can tell, I'm not fully awake, which is of no surprise. It's usually how I start my day, even though I do get up at 5 a.m. so that I'll be somewhat coherent by the time 7 rolls around to start the show. I am just not what you would call a morning person. I don't think I'm unpleasant. I'm just not totally conscious, if that makes conscious, if that makes sense. I do have a conscience. Ugh. Tired. It was a busy weekend, and as you well know, we were We had a show Friday, and then I spent some time doing some edits, and then went for a pint at around 2 in the afternoon after effectively an 8-hour workday, even though it wasn't a workday. And then, of course, Saturday, I did some recording, and I have some video clips that I'm going to try and load in over the next couple of days. I don't know. I didn't get everything completely done in time, so I won't be able to show you some of the stuff that was recorded on the weekend this morning, but I do promise you I'll have something for the next couple of days. Just some clips of some stuff that was done on the weekend with a friend of the pod, a friend of mine, and somebody you know as well. So I'll have some additional stuff for you over the course of the next few days. As for today, I'm going to try and be as happy as I possibly can on a Monday morning. And I don't want to get all bent out of shape and mean, but the world is a dark. Boy, I'm really struggling this morning. The world is a dark place sometimes, and this is one of those times. If you didn't notice on the weekend, um, another story that was released is about billionaire linked to Sarah Ferguson accused of financing sex trafficking ring. Trammell Crow Jr., who reportedly met with the Duchess, this lawsuit win. So this is make that go away. Same fellow who had something to do with. Oh, thanks, Alan. Same fellow who had something to do with the Clarence Thomas $500,000 gift, which is not normal. Spending time at a men's only retreat. And I read something just yesterday about that. And let me just pull this up here. It was interesting because from back in, was it 2012 or 2014? It was. This is from the CBC article on September 16th, 2016. Out of office into the woods. Stephen Harper's trip to secret Bohemian summer camp. XPM joined male elite California retreat for a nice discussion, Colin Powell says in hacked email. Interesting. Why is the former Prime Minister of Canada attending the Bohemian Grove all-male getaway? For those who don't know, it's an annual event in California that the Washington Post described in a 2011 article as 2 weeks of heavy drinking, super secret talks, druid worship, and other rituals by some of the richest and most powerful men in the world. The invited guests include business leaders, politicians, artists, all of them men, and it's been that way for nearly a century. Well, interesting that our former prime minister would be attending this super secret cabal, and wonder what he's plotting to do with that. I will actually put a link to that chat. Link to link to that article in the chat, so you can go ahead and click on that if you like. It will take you to a story about how Colin Powell and Peter MacKay authenticated the emails that talk about our former prime minister attending a, well, as you well know, a very strange little place out in the woods where Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has been spending a lot of time as of late. So it's like, I think, Linda, you may be right about this. It's where they all go to make their deals with the devil. I don't think that's out of context at all. And reading here about how Ontario Place is basically being handed over to a private consortium so that they can develop it to make money. It just never ends with these conservatives. The only thing they're conservative with is social programs. They'll be happy to spend our tax dollars on private industry, sell us up the river, and make us pay forever. That's their goal, because they don't give a damn about the people, despite what, they may often say. Remove the gatekeepers and bring home powerful paychecks. So by that, you can extrapolate from that, right? A gatekeeper would be somebody like, I don't know, Canadian Labour Congress, for example, unions would be seen as gatekeepers, wouldn't they? So they want to get rid of the gatekeepers to bring home powerful paychecks. Well, how are you going to bring home a powerful paycheck if you remove all the unions who make sure that you actually have better than a living wage in some cases, and in many cases, if you're a member of certain unions, a living wage, but not much above it. I'm not going to get into the names of those unions because I'm just one man and some of them are pretty powerful. Hey, look, there's corruption everywhere you look, and you're going to find it out there if you decide you want to see it. I, I see it. I address it when and where I can. Sometimes you can't address it because of the repercussions that would be the blowback, as they say, that one would experience if you were to address it. But nevertheless, I digress while I sip my coffee. Of course, if you were paying attention to the news at all this weekend, you would have discovered that Daniel Smith is now backtracking and saying, I didn't say what I said when I said what I said it. I was supposed to be having a meeting with an MLA, and it turned out to be Artur Pawlowski. I'm like, yeah, but you knew who you were talking to, lady, and we heard what you said. So enough with the gaslighting, enough with the doublespeak. We know what you said. We know what you were going to do. Quit lying to the public. Could you please stop? I know she won't. I know she won't because she's a power hungry. I'm trying to use the right term here. I don't want to use the term fool or crazy. She's diabolical. She is all for privatization of healthcare. She will sell off everything while dining at the public trough, privatizing everything. Some days it can be rough. So, let's that's true, Julian. It is interesting that the sale for Ontario place is going through while Toronto has no mayor. Two of the candidates, I believe, are staunchly against this sale. I don't know about the rest of them, and we're not even going to discuss Chris Sky because, come on, really? Really? Electing him mayor of Toronto would be akin to re-electing Trump as president. Stop electing stupid people to office. Yeah, Chris Sky's stupid. He's also a conspiracy theorist. He's a lying piece of human garbage. And basically screw him. And I'd be happy to say that to his face. Put him in front of me. I'll tell him exactly what I think of him. All 4'2" of them. Little roided up punk. Yeah, I'm a little crusty this morning. Like I said, I didn't sleep very well last night, and I had a very, very busy weekend. So I may be a little bit crunchy. A little bit crunchy this morning. But I do have coffee, so there is that. And I have to be thankful for that. I don't have a ton to say this morning, obviously, because I am exhausted. But I didn't want to leave you without a show, and I wasn't able to determine whether or not Mr. Beaver was going to be able to attend until he sent me the message, and it was quite late. So I was already well asleep at that point. So that's why I had planned this as a go ahead, and we see what happens. Here we are. Just watching the news and trying to keep up with what's going on around the world. And today it's been rather difficult. This is interesting. Harper v. Canada lawsuit from the year 2000 comes back to bite Ford in 2023. This is from our friend Robert Lee, who we have had on the pod. We interviewed Robert some time ago. It was a great interview, and I like Robert a lot. He writes also for Crier Media. He's part of the Crier Media Network, which we are on, as you may well know. So, Stephen Harper's notorious for placing landmines in the path of governing Liberals starts a lawsuit that years later blows up a fellow Conservative ally's legislative agenda. Stephen Harper, he planted a bomb in not an actual bomb, in the Alberta courtroom in 2000 that later went to the Supreme Court in 2004. and just blew up one of his friends, King Doug of Ford Nation. It happened this week with a 2-1 decision of Ontario's Court of Appeal knocking out Ford's gag law on third-party advertising during pre-election periods, which decision was based on a case that went all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada that had Stephen Harper's name on it. He was a lobbyist at the time, before he became PM, challenged the regulation of third-party election campaign spending more than 20 years ago. This is a good article. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I'll give you a link to it here in the chat, and you can go ahead and read it for those of you who are interested. Talking about how, once again, conservatives doing bad things continue to blow back on them as time marches on. Interesting article in bigthink.com. The 15-minute city is already here. It's called Paris. Well, that's true. Says it's a 5-minute city with 94% of Parisians living within 5 minutes of a bakery. I live in a 15-minute city, my area of downtown Ottawa, known as Centertown, the one that was occupied by a bunch of fascists last year. It's a 15-minute walk for anything I want. I've got literally doctors, clinics, grocery stores. I have 3 grocery stores within a 15-minute walk, 2 liquor stores, about a dozen cannabis stores. And I'm not joking when I say that. At least a dozen, if not more. I'd have to check. I think there's 15 within a 1.5 kilometer radius, all told. Don't know if you can make the 1.5 kilometer walk in that time frame, because that's just the radius. But nevertheless, I do live within live within a 15-minute city of everything I need. Police station is just down the street. There's a fire station around the corner. There's the hospital is not close, but there's doctors' offices and clinics. There's bakeries, restaurants, bars. Hardware store not too far away, 3 grocery stores within a 15-minute walk. So I'm in a 15-minute city. Also within that 15-minute city, I can walk to transit and get on the train, if it runs, to head to either the far west end or east end of the city. I can't go to the south end by train just yet because they're rebuilding that section of it. But at some point in time, I will be able to take the train almost all the way to my folks' place, which means I won't need a car in about another year or so. And I'm seriously considering giving mine up because I drive it so very little. I mean, it would be nice to continue to keep it, but at $700 a month, I could really use that money. It would make for, an easier life. Now, the reason I got the car was because I needed it for my job. I don't need it for my job anymore. And at the time when I purchased and leased it, my lease was covered by my employer. But since the company was bought out and they rolled things all into one thing, I don't have that money anymore. So you can understand the difficulties that one could be experiencing when everything has gone up by 8%, your income has gone up by 2%. There's just less money to go around. So I enjoy living in a 15-minute city. And if anybody tells me I can't leave, I will tell them they're out of their ever-loving minds. I can go anywhere I want. I'm Canadian. I'm free to roam anywhere I choose. The idea of a 15-minute city means that everything is within 15-minute walk from your dwelling. Restaurants, bars, police services, fire services, ambulatory services, hospitals or clinics, doctors' offices, grocery stores, hardware stores, entertainment, nightlife. It's all within 15 minutes. Do you know how simple my life is by not having to drive everywhere? Sure, I'll make the odd Walmart run, and that's a little bit far for me. It's about a 15-minute drive. It's not within a walk, although the train does pass very nearby, but there's no direct link, unfortunately, which is kind of tragic because where Ottawa's main train station is, just on the south side of that is where the nearest Walmart is. Well, I shouldn't say the nearest. There is one actually closer, but the train runs near there, but you can't get to it because the train yards separate the shopping complex from the LRT. Now, the LRT does run south, but it doesn't connect to the next main shopping district. Well, main shopping, I should say. Let me rephrase that. The next nearest Walmart would be at Billingsbridge Plaza, which is on Bank and Riverside. And that too, there is a bus that takes me there. the number 5 would take me there in about a 10-minute ride. So I suppose there is that method too. The train is just easier than a bus, though, as anyone knows, because you don't have to deal with traffic in the train. Anyway, I am babbling on and waxing poetically. And yes, Alan, you are correct. That is called community. And it's just a simpler lifestyle. You don't have to sit there and wait in traffic to pick up the groceries or the dry cleaning, or which also is just there's 2 of them up the street from me. You name it, it's all here within a walking distance, which is what I love about living downtown. And I've said for years, South Keys Walmart is on the train, yes, but there's the thing is the train isn't running yet, Jim. You are correct. South Keys Walmart is on the train, and once that line opens up again, I could take the east-west line to the south line, and you would be correct in that it would be a little more than 15 minutes, but nevertheless, it'd be very easy for me. Walk-wise, it's about a 10-minute walk to the train, and that's it. So, yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Jim. It will be some time, I think another year before that line is ready, if memory serves. I'd have to double check because they had to rip up the tracks to retrack it, put double tracks down, rebuild all the stations, and the stations won't be ready for quite some time yet. But it is coming along quite nicely, and yeah. Well, you're right about that too, Linda. There used to be small businesses everywhere, and the Walmartification of North America has literally killed a lot of those small businesses that used to be on the main street of many towns and villages throughout the country. You go into the main street of a small town, and there'd be lots of, as we've often termed them, mom and pop shops that would provide you with all the goods and services you required. And then a Walmart would come in and they'd slowly shut down because you could get everything you wanted under one roof. Yeah, and considering that, we do have rather cold and chilly winters. Normally, this winter wasn't that. We did have a lot of snow, but we had several melt seasons. So, but if you can do everything under one roof in an air-conditioned climate, that's what people tend to do because we like creature comforts and we're simple human beings. Although I have noticed the main street, and I use that term colloquially because there is a main street in Ottawa, but it's by no one stretch of the imagination main street. Bank Street is one of the main streets along with Rideau. We have a few of them in the city, but Bank could be considered as one of them. And there is a large shopping district, the Bank Street Promenade, along Bank throughout the glebe, where there's hardware stores, restaurants, shops, clothing stores, hat stores, the haberdashery, Michelmack's hats, where they have a great selection there. Also, Purple Urchin Soap has a store in Bank Street as well, near the Lansdowne Park, where the Ottawa Red Blacks and Ottawa 67s play. Cheaper, yes, yeah. And the thing you say here, Jim, in the chat is cheaper. It's all about cheaper. People will travel halfway across the city to save a dime. It's sad that they have to. Yeah, and well, Elaine, I'd like to say I don't shop at that location, at that particular real estate, retail establishment. But unfortunately, I have no choice in many cases, simply due to prices. If I can't get what I need locally at an affordable price, and sometimes that is the case because I have an independent of Loblaws and a farm boy. And do I need to tell you about Loblaws? We already know about them. And Independent is heavily affiliated with Loblaws. It's called Independent, but it carries all of the Loblaws brands, the PC, so on and so forth. So, although I do have 3 stores that sell groceries in my neighborhood that are within walking distance, and I do 99% of my groceries there, occasionally I will venture out to Walmart to pick up a couple of items that I can't get locally, number 1, and number 2. The saving can be worthwhile. But if I can pick up some particular personal grooming items there for 30 to 40% less than I can get locally at the local pharmacy, well, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm not made out of money. Person has to live. And that is correct. Farm Boy does have some pricey stuff, but I do find what they have better. Their produce tends to be cheaper than Loblaws, and Farm Boy is part of the Empire Group of companies, which is effectively Sobeys. They bought them out a few years ago. Farm Boy can be a little bit more expensive, but they do have better produce at better prices. And if you do A to B comparisons, in many cases they are less expensive. However, that being said, some of the other items that they have can be kind of pricey. So it's difficult. Sometimes doing groceries, I'll make 3 different stops at all 3 stores just to get what I need to. 99% of the time, I do everything locally. It's the 1% of the time where I need something specific that I can get at the local Walmart to save, 30-40%. I'm going to do it. I mean, in the end, it's about dollars and cents, and the more dollars I have in my pocket, the more sense it makes. Oh, there. How do you like that one? Was that okay? Was that good? Was that super cheesy? Oh my goodness. Well, we do have that advantage too, Linda, in the Byward Market, which is about a 15-minute walk for me. And there are local farmers that sell their wares throughout the year. Less so in the winter, but you can get basically anything you need there: produce, beef, pork, chicken. You name it, they have it. There are butcher shops as well, and there used to be a couple of. There was oh, what was the name of it? There was the Gourmet Kitchen. I can't remember the name of it. There was a butchery there that had sold meats that nobody else in town was selling. So, and they also had some of the best cuts of beef I've ever had in my life. It closed and it reopened as another store, and I haven't been back there in some time because it's a 15-minute walk for me. And if I can get something within 15, pretty pathetic, right? Oh my goodness. It is a sunny Monday, and I am told the mercury is going to hit 16 degrees Celsius today in the nation's capital. And that is exciting because I'm looking forward to warm weather, flip flops, shorts, and t shirts. I'll be able to wear a jaunty hat again soon. Well, I actually do that now from time to time, but my Panama straw hat, I'll be able to wear my big fedora to keep my head covered and keep from getting burned and still looking kind of stylish because, it's all about the style, isn't it? It is a beautiful, bright, sunny day out, and I don't think there is a cloud in the sky right now in Ottawa. I should set up another camera here. Let's see if I've got enough. Yeah, I can do it. You'll just bear with me while I jump in on this, and I will set up another camera and you'll be able to see what it looks like outside here in Canada's capital once this thing gets rolling. I'm absent-minded first thing in the morning, so I can't always remember to put stuff on. That's not what I want. That is not what I want. Strange how that works out sometimes. I don't. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what the problem is here. I see what the problem is here. It's trying to enter the thing that I don't want it to enter. Now, let me just see here. I'll just try a new thing here. There we go. That should be it. Yeah, I think we got it now. Okay, this is good. This is good. Check this out. Yeah, it is good. I've got it. Excellent. If I can just get it to work for me. And once it's up and running, I'll give you what you need to be. Okay, give me a sec here. Bear with me. It'll be quiet for just a few seconds. Sec. I will get back over to my console after I stand up my guitar. And it should appear on the screen in a sec. Oh, it's not. Just a second. Yeah, that was my guitar. Okay, I don't have a camera feed. That's weird. Let's go see. I'll make another adjustment though. Hang on. Hmm. I don't know. Things don't seem to be working out this morning for me. Oh, that's why the signal keeps dropping. That's weird. I don't understand why it's doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be fine and dandy, but oh well. Signal's just not like I turn it on, but all I get is this. So, yeah, no camera. Don't know why. Weird. It wants to offer an extra. Okay. Sure. Let's try this. This might work. It's working. This is completely bizarre. Okay, hang on a second. I'll give you this. Just a sec. This is going to work. There we go. I'll just blow that up for a sec here so you can get a view of the beautiful sunshiny day ahead of us here in Canada's capital. Signal, I've only got one bar on my phone, but it's not the connection. What you're seeing is the what you're seeing. You're not seeing what what I'm seeing is the processors being taxed beyond belief, which is strange because that phone's capable of doing it. It has a good processor in it, but whatever. I'll jump up and take another look at it shortly. But in the meantime, I should get myself another cup of coffee because I'm enjoying this immensely. Mm. Oh, that's good. That is some good Java on a Monday morning. Oh, I am. I you know what? I haven't even checked my schedule for today, and I got to start work in 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna. If I don't, it's Trudeau's fault. Yes, my phone not working correctly is definitely the fault of the Prime Minister of Canada. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, that was weird. I'll try it again in just a second. What? Oh, yeah, my other camera's turning on because I just turned on my work computer. Let's see if I can get it to log in for me here. And I can't remember my password because I just changed it the other day. Oh, I remember it now. Let me just log in here. You get to see how the sausage is made, eh? Uh, uh, I think I remembered. Oh, yay. I remembered it. Awesome. I did remember my password for my work computer. That's great. Here we are. Monday morning. Things are off to a flying start. I don't actually start work until 8 a.m. So, but getting it logged in, I think, is important. And it's not giving me the prompt it needs to so I can log in remotely because that's weird. Strange. Huh? Yeah. Oh, they've updated some software. Great. Um, hmm. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I need to add a token. Huh. Okay, I'll have to make a phone call shortly to make this work out because I can't log in remotely, and that's not good. Because I won't be able to do my job, but I've got plenty of time to do that because it's it's not 8 a.m. yet. My day hasn't actually fully started as of this moment. You can see the sun peering through over there in the background. That's a backpack and another backpack. There's a laptop and another laptop. I have another one around here somewhere too. I have a lot of computer gear. You got to remember, it is the field that I work in: computers, audio, visual technology, that sort of thing. So it keeps me quite busy, and the equipment does add up a lot, like a tremendous amount. So yeah, here we are with that thing. I'm going to grab another cup of coffee, and let's see if I can get this. While I'm grabbing a coffee, I'm going to give you a clip. Let's just see here. I think I have it. Is that it? Is that it? No, that's not it. I'm trying to find where I saved. Oh, I know where it is. No, I know where it is. I did save a clip of the recording I made on the weekend. And because this is a solo show, I'm going to bring it up. And let's see here. Did I put it there? Where did I put it? It should be. Where is it? MPQ. There it is. Okay. That seems to be audio only. Where's my video version? Huh. I can't remember where I saved it. This is what happens when you get busy and you don't pay attention to all the things you're supposed to be doing. I might have saved it here. Video projects. Did I save it there? No. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to have to go look for this because I can't remember where I saved the video project. I remember where I saved the audio. I can't find the video. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all now, is it? Oh, wait a minute. Did I save it here? No. That's not it. That's not it. Well, I've just fallen completely off the rails here, haven't I? You know what? Why don't I just, in that case, I will play. No, can't find it. I guess I'll play nothing. I'm going to check one final place here, and if it's here, great, and if not, we'll just move along. And is it there? No. You know what I'm going to have? Oh, I have. Look at all the windows I have open here. This is crazy. This is all the stuff I have open. Look at all this. This is insane. Just trying to find a document for you so I can share it with you. I know what I'll do. I'll take a look and see if I can find it. Where's my... Pull that off the screen. I don't need to leave that up there. Recent files. Yeah, I just can't... But I saved it in a different thing, Jim, so it's not so easy to find. I know what I'm going to do is just... I'll do a search. Once I grab my keyboard here. I think I found it. I found it. Okay, let's see. And
does volume sound right?
Yeah.
You don't run.
Okay, I found it. I don't know if you could have heard any of that. I just, I'll give you a clip. I'm not going to give you the whole thing, but here's a clip from Saturday afternoon. I sat down with my friend, friend of the pod, friend of Crier Media, and occasional collaborator. Enjoy this while I make myself a cup of coffee and fix my phone. Ready? Enjoy.
You don't run around at night. Yeah, Katie, man, she's a good girl. She don't run around at night. bottom dollar. Kitty May will treat you right. How's that sound?
It sounds great. I'll play it back so you can hear it. Can you hear that?
The picture. No.
Is that?
I can't
hang
hear
on
it.
just a
But I think I trust you. I've trusted people before and it sounds like shit.
second. Hang on. I'm just going to turn on the mix minus here so I can... Okay, here I'll play it back so you can hear it. There's a bit of reverb, but that could work to our advantage. So have a listen.
Is volume sound right?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. I should be good, girl.
What's
I
that?
have external microphone. I'm not using it now. Do you recommend that?
No,
it sounds good.
It sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. So when do you want to do the actual now?
Yeah, we can do it now.
Okay. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to throw a hat on my hair. It's disgusting. 1 sec. Oh, the other one is shit. Okay, so I've also got this
National?
guitar.
Is it a dobro or a national steel?
It's not a national. They're too expensive.
But they're hyper expensive.
Yeah, it's like a $5,000 guitar. This one was like $1,200. It's called a Messer,
Okay.
and it's fantastic. I mean, if you're in that type of range. So I'll plug that in after. We can just sort of stop and start, right?
Yeah. Because I'll edit stuff after. So.
Okay. All right, let me this fucking hat. Oh shit. There it goes.
That's a blues man's hat.
Yeah, it's my uncle's.
So some behind the scenes there for you of a little recording session from Saturday afternoon with my good friend Spencer Rice, my friend Spencer Rice, a good friend of the show and the Crier Media Network. So yeah, well, I'll debut the entire thing later in the week. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it work today, but lo and behold, I did. So hey, yay me! Give you a little bit of something different on a Monday morning. Well, that is some good coffee right there. So I have a clip. Not a clip. A thing. I'm just going to put this on the screen. I'll read it out for the people at home listening to the show, the audio podcast version. Was not a national steel. Those are really expensive. They're about $5,000 a pop. This he told me the type of guitar it was, but I'll have to come up with it again later. We'll look at it once I get the whole video put together. But yeah, that's a little snippet and hint at what will be to come later in the week when I have time to get all the video properly edited with some graphics and some stuff that I'm still working on. And I'm going to tweak the sound a little bit. I had no idea Spencer was that talented of a guitar player. This man can play the blues. He was playing some slide. He did some Rolling Stones, Johnny. I mean, he's a hell of a guitar player, like a hell of a guitar player, and a great bluesman. Like, man, oh man, you will see later in the week when I show this to you. But I'm going to share this screen real quick with all of this kerfuffle about drag time story hour or whatever. So people freaking out about children being at drag shows. And look, draw your own conclusion. I'm not making a judgment. I'm just going to put this on the screen. And it's when you worry about children at drag shows, but you'll sexualize your daughter for prizes. And of course, these are 3 little girls dressed up in those little beauty pageants that they have all the time, which I've always found very troubling and disturbing. So please explain to me how one is so horrible, but the other isn't, because I think they're both, well, I don't have a problem with the drag shows, honestly. I don't. But I think the sexualizing your daughter to win prizes, yeah, that's just, you're creating, I think, a whole bunch of badness in the long run and creating trauma. And you're teaching your daughter at a young age that if she's pretty enough and dances enough and acts cute enough, she can get whatever she wants. Wait a second. Did I just tap into something there? Yeah, trying to have a little bit of fun on a Monday morning. I am dead set against those beauty pageants for children. I think it's warped and bizarre. And look, beauty pageants in general, what are we doing this for in 2023? Are we still doing this, judging women on their looks? Yeah, we are, aren't we? We are. Yeah. I did catch a clip recently of online as a woman who she wrote a book a few years back, and I'm trying to remember her name. And there's only a snippet of the clip where she went undercover. She's as a man, so she's fairly tall, has short cropped hair. She's lesbian and she admitted lesbian. So she went undercover as a man for 18 months and wrote a book and had some surprising, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Enlightening moments about what it's like to be a man in the modern day. And in the book, she discovered that she said, the best, I think the best case scenario for a partner for a woman would be a woman in a man's body. So she tested that theory out, and it turned out that the soft-spoken, kind, caring guy was put down often by women, and the mean, tough, bad boy was the one who went out on all the dates. And she talked about how she went out on about 30 dates over the course of this 18 months, and she revealed sometime in the date that she was actually, doing research for a book, masquerading as a man. And she said, the moment I told them that I was a woman, they warmed right up to me. But when I was a man, they didn't want anything to do with me because I was too feminine for them or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was an interesting video clip, and there is a complete story out there, and there is a book. I think the woman's name was Nora. I don't recall her full name. And somebody told me she later took her life. I don't know if that's true or not. You'd have to look into it. If I can find the clip, I'll put it up for you. But I'm going to see if I can do some research if I can find out the name of the woman and the name of the book, because I think it would be an interesting topic to have a discussion. The book was written maybe 20 years ago. So I'm like, what would it be like in 2023? What would the takes be today versus 20 years ago? I'm curious to find out what the thoughts are on that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not getting into this Men's Rights Association or anything like that. I have long advocated for the fact that men are largely to blame for a lot of the problems we have in society, but at the same token, we're also the scapegoat for every damn thing, which is not really fair either. And there's a complete series on TikTok. If you look it up, you can find it, where a woman asks a man, when you're in the darkest, deepest despair, who do you turn to? And every single response was, no one. There's nobody to talk to. Every single response. And there's hundreds of them. You can find this series on TikTok if you seek it out. I can't remember what the name of the series was, but you can look for it, find it. It's out there. Everything's available online if you put a little bit of effort into looking for it. Anyway, without getting too deep into the weeds on this, Nora Vincent, yes, Nora Vincent, thank you very much. See, this is wonderful, having people who can contribute to the conversation while we're having it. I'm going to look up her book. Nora Vincent. She passed away in 2022 in Switzerland, and I don't know if it was. Let me just see here. Let's just scroll down. She was my age. I was only a couple of months older than her. Died via maid. She chose maid, actually, in Switzerland. Died via assisted suicide at a clinic in Switzerland on July 6th, 2022, age 53. That's one day after my birthday. Her death was not reported until August. Self-Made Man is the name of the book. From 2006. Sorry, for some reason I thought it was earlier than that. Interviewed by Juju Chang on ABC News program 2020. Talked about her experience in Hard Talk Extra on BBC in 2006. She described her experiences in male-male and male-female relationships. She joined an all-male bowling club, joined a men's therapy group, went to a strip club, dated women, and used her knowledge as a lapsed Catholic to visit monks in a monastery. She wrote that the only time she has ever been considered excessively feminine was during her stint as a man. Her alter ego Ned was assumed to be gay on several occasions. Features which had been perceived as butch when she presented as a woman were perceived as oddly effeminate when she presented as a man. Vincent asserted that since the experiment, she had more fully realized the benefits of being female and the disadvantages of being male, stating, "I really like being a woman. I like it more now because I think it's more of a privilege." She also stated that she had gained more sympathy and understanding for men and the male condition. Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better. They need our sympathy. They need our love. They need each other more than anything else. They need to be together. And that's what she was getting at. Interesting that she was a libertarian too. She was basically getting at, we need to prop each other up. Yeah, men are to blame for a lot of the ills in the world. No question, most of them. No question. It's not even up for debate. But I think if we had the supports that we could need, if we were able to get together and discuss the things that are troubling us, I think maybe we would probably take it less out on society. I'm just positing a theory here. Maybe we would take it less out on society and do more good than harm if we had a caring safety net to prop us up and pick us up and hold each other up and lean on one another when we need to do so. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I'm not that smart. And on that, I've got to end the show because I have to start work in 8 minutes and I'm having computer issues. So I am going to bid you adieu for today. I will like to say once again, thank you to our founding sponsors, the Corvid Moon Publishing and the Miss V Mysteries, along with CanadianTarot.com and the Peppermaster. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you for joining me this morning on this solo venture without Mr. Beaver, as he is probably sleeping in today after attending the Depeche Mode concert. Well, he'll hear all about it tomorrow, I hope. I hope to hear all about it anyway. I'm eager to find out how his weekend in Quebec City went and how the show was. Now, for those of you who are following us and want to, you can go to our coffee page right here. That's the QR code on the screen that says TNEB. That's True North Eager Beaver. You can send us a tip there if you like, because we do work for tips and we are trying to work for advertising dollars, which is why we're trying to expand our subscription base on YouTube. So if you go to that little subscribe button right there, click on that and share the page if you like the show. We'd really, really appreciate that. You can find us wherever you get your fine podcasts. And of course, we do stream live Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. right here on YouTube. For that, I am out of here for today. Thanks for joining me, you guys and gals, they and them, and everyone watching, everyone listening. I hope you have a spectacular, wonderful day. If you can get out there and enjoy some sunshine, if it's warm and sunny where you are, that is, of course, I don't know. Even if it's cold and sunny, you know what? Sunshine is always a good thing. It lifts your spirits and gives you vitamin D, and we all need vitamin D. All right. I'm out of here. That's it. We'll see you. Take care.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Thanks for coming out. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m., same bat time, same bat channel.